Today we're taking Wheel Fly down to Florida to meet up with my buddies Mark and Shane. We're on a mission and it's something we've been talking about for a long time. It's finally here. So the mission is to fly across the state of Florida. I know Tucker gave it a shot, so let's give it a try. Get it! Uh-oh! What you gonna do? Use your magic. Good girl.
Loser! You're a loser!
So we made it halfway here, Savannah, at the Cracker Barrel. Check this food out. We've got country fried steak, loaded mashed potatoes, biscuits and gravy. I don't know what that is. We made it, and I'm sitting in the infamous Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane seat where he does the, what is it called again? Paramotor Hangout, Tuesday nights. Also got Mark McElroy in the background. There's Shane. What's up, guys?
Don't forget Jack.
Hey, Jack. What's up, boy? Anyways, good to be here.
What's up? We about to get some grub.
This better be good.
And the crowd goes wild again.
Okay, it's 4:13 in the morning. We left sharp at 2 a.m. and we're on track, heading to the West Coast. We get to the airport and right away notice the winds are wailing. It's super early, so no one's working there yet. We go to put in the gate code and yeah, that ain't gonna work.
Nothing for you.
Trying to find a way in the airport here. We got the gate code, but you gotta have a magnetic card to get in. I got a backup plan just in case we can't get in the airport. There's a field further down outside the gate that we could probably use. Yeah, here's the gate over here. Gate's over here, Shane. Dang it, it's a card reader. So that didn't work.
But I can,
So we're gonna
all-purpose
head back to the
bring
East
it
Coast.
super.
I'm trying to like record something here. Jeez, man. Hit the eject button. Yeah. Trying to do something like this, you really got to work at keeping your disappointment in check. The forecast had changed. The winds were too high, and we drove 7 hours that day for absolutely nothing. But we still had fun. Got banana good, Shane. Time for Plan C. Okay, attempt number 2. This time we're going to take off from the East Coast and go to the West. The winds are much more favorable this morning. And a couple of stops along the way. We got Christa as ground support. Let's see how it goes. So we get to the airport, unloaded our gear, and since I love morning flights so much, I threw my wing out on the wet grass, let it sit there for a while so it'd get nice and soggy. Filled my tank to the brim so it'd be as heavy as possible. Did my run up, got all strapped in, and went for it. I launched on the first try. Between you and me, I was really hoping that I wasn't going to have to wait forever for Shane to get off the ground. Wait, that's not exactly how it happened. The track you see flying overhead is Shane's actual track while he's waiting for me. But after 3 tries, I got it. Woohoo! Aww. And we made a beeline for the Atlantic coast, where we did a quick foot drag, then cut to the west towards Sunnyland near Okeechobee. On the way there is where I made my first mistake. After launching from Sebastian, I went full trims out to catch up with Shane. The problem was I forgot to reset them. See, this is me all trimmed out. This is Shane wondering what the heck I'm doing. Trimming out makes you go faster, but it also makes you use more fuel, which isn't good when you're trying to conserve it.
Are you trimmed in at all? Or
I'm trimmed out.
so am I, to keep up with you, and I'm out of gas.
Are you really?
Look.
This is the point where Shane and I both realized we didn't bring nearly enough fuel to make it across the state. So we figured we'd either get Christa to pick us up some fuel, or we'd just go as far as we could.
Hey, Will, how'd you like that airplane that almost took me out?
Yeah, I was watching them. Had my popcorn.
We didn't spend much time on the ground at Sunnyland, and by the time we took off, the thermals were really kicking in. We were hoping it wouldn't keep us from getting to our next checkpoint.
Okay, so I made it to, what is this place called? Lake Placid. And this was not a scheduled stop, but I never could find the one waypoint that we were supposed to stop at. Shane chose to land out before then for whatever reason. I mean, this isn't a race, it's a journey. So I chose to go a little bit further and do some midday flying. I hear Lake Placid is pretty this time of the year. The field behind me is what I landed in. If I went any further to the west, it would be too populated. If I had enough fuel probably to get to the next waypoint, but chose to err on the side of safety. Shane and Christa are coming to get me. Great ground support.
We grabbed a bite to eat, then drove around looking for a better LZ than the sugar sand patch I landed in. At 3:10, I was back in the air, launching from the Lake Placid airport on my way to Arcadia. About halfway there, we get this interesting text from Mark saying that I was about to overfly a prison. I look up, and sure enough, my course was taking me directly over one. As a paramotor pilot, the one thing you really need to know about prisons is they shouldn't be flown over. Prison grounds can extend way past just the buildings you see, so best to give them a wide berth and not give an appearance of wrongdoing. I'd rather be up here than down there. Anyway, I made a turn and went around it. I even got a shot of my ground support. Made it to Arcadia around 4:30, and I was starting to get a little concerned about the time. I figured we'd be playing it close and wasn't sure we'd be able to make the Gulf Coast in time, so let's just say I didn't do any sightseeing in Arcadia. Stayed just long enough to check in with the crew, grab the gas, fill up.
Tell me when, Willard.
As full as you can get it, man. Lay out the wing, get strapped in, and got right back in the air. Launches, landings, and getting to your destination is a lot of fun. Other than that, unless you're flying over Olympus Mons, cross countries are kind of boring. After seeing your 10,000th cow, the shock and awe kind of wears off, and there's plenty of time to ponder and not a whole lot of stuff to do. Other than a mirror, another way I check fuel is to use my phone. But instead of snapping a photo of the tank, I take a video of it. That gives me a better reading because I can see the fuel level rise and fall as it swishes around the tank. Shane and Christa got to Venice before I did, scoped things out, and said I could just land at the beach. So that's what I did. Crossing Florida was a personal challenge of mine, but it pales in comparison to what this guy has done. His name is Harley Milne, and if there's anyone that knows a thing or two about cross-country flying, it's him. I mean, he's flown all 50 states, flew from the Pacific to the Atlantic, which is a real cross-country, and he's even in the Guinness Book of World Records. Check him out at 50timeschallenge.info. I asked him for some tips on long-distance flying.
Hey Will, congratulations on your Florida coast to coast. That's an amazing achievement. And if I were to give a tip to anybody else trying to do a cross country, the two biggest things would be strategic about your weather and your fuel management. And those two things are most likely to give you the success to make it across any cross country.
Hold up, let's rewind that.
Be strategic about your weather
Gotta do better than 18 miles per hour.
and your fuel management.
Out of gas.
Are you really?
So I started out with 10 liters in my tank and brought along another 19. It wasn't enough. I was short 9.5 liters. Since Shane landed out, I was able to use the fuel he brought along. In all, I traveled 166 miles, was in the air 6 hours and 57 minutes, used 37.5 liters of fuel, and had an average ground speed of 23.9 miles per hour. When I landed at Venice, I had less than a liter. I knew I should have made this video first. Well, I was the one doing the flying. I can tell you that without an awesome ground crew, I never would have made it. Thank you, Shane and Christa, and a special shout out to Jason and everyone else who followed along on Gaggle. I learned a lot on this journey, but would I do it again?
The crowd goes wild again.